The ancient Roman Republic was known for its powerful political institutions and cultural achievements. But one of its most mysterious and secretive institutions was the College of Augurs. This group of priests who were responsible for interpreting the will of the gods through the observation of various signs and omens held significant influence over the decisions of the Roman state. However, much about their practices and beliefs remained shrouded in mystery. What were the secrets of the College of Augurs, and how did they influence the course of Roman history? The College of Augurs was a highly respected and influential institution within ancient Rome. Its members were tasked with interpreting various signs and omens to divine the will of the gods, and their influence over the course of Roman history was significant. Interestingly, one of the most famous members of the College of Augurs was none other than Julius Caesar himself. As a young man, Julius Caesar was initiated into the College of Augurs and quickly rose through its ranks. His expertise in interpreting the will of the gods through various omens and signs helped to cement his reputation as a skilled politician and leader. However, the practices of the College of Augurs were not without controversy, and some accused its members of using their knowledge to manipulate the interpretation of omens to gain political power. The College of Augurs was known for its unique practices, which involved the interpretation of various signs and omens to determine the will of the gods. These omens could be anything from the flight of birds to the appearance of lightning, and the augurs were responsible for reading and interpreting them. However, the process of interpreting these omens was not well understood by outsiders, and the augurs guarded their secrets closely. What methods did the augurs use to interpret the signs and omens, and how did they keep their practices hidden from prying eyes? The methods used by the augurs to interpret the signs and omens are not entirely clear, but some details have been passed down through the centuries. One of the most well-known practices involved the use of a device known as a lituus, which was a curved wand made of bronze or ivory. The augur would hold the lituus in his right hand and use it to mark out a space in the sky where he would observe the flight of birds. The birds were believed to be messengers from the gods, and the augur would interpret their flight patterns to determine the will of the gods. Another important aspect of augury was the examination of the entrails of sacrificial animals. The augurs would carefully study the organs of the animal to determine if they were healthy or not, and the way in which the organs were arranged could reveal important information about the future. The augurs were also known to interpret the position of lightning strikes, the behavior of animals, and the movement of celestial bodies to divine the will of the gods. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding the College of Augurs is the contents of the Libri Augurales, a collection of texts that were said to contain the secrets of their practices and beliefs. The Libri Augurales were closely guarded by the augurs, and their contents were not known to outsiders. However, some theories suggest that the secrets contained within these texts were so powerful that they were deliberately destroyed to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. What secrets did the Libri Augurales contain, and why were they so closely guarded? The Libri Augurales were a collection of texts that contained the secrets of the augurs' practices and beliefs. These texts were believed to be written in a special language that only the augurs could read, and they were passed down from one generation of augurs to the next. The contents of these texts were so important that they were considered to be one of the most valuable possessions of the College of Augurs. The secrets contained within the Libri Augurales were believed to be so powerful that they were kept hidden from outsiders. Some theories suggest that the augurs feared that the contents of the texts would be misused or abused if they fell into the wrong hands. Others suggest that the secrets contained within the texts were too powerful to be shared with the public, and that they were only meant to be understood by a select few. Despite the secrecy surrounding the Libri Augurales, some theories suggest that the texts were deliberately destroyed to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. The destruction of these texts is believed to have occurred during the reign of the Emperor Theodosius I, who ordered the suppression of all pagan practices and beliefs. It is possible that the contents of the Libri Augurales were deemed to be too dangerous or heretical and were destroyed as part of the general suppression of pagan practices in ancient Rome. However, some believe that the secrets contained within the Libri Augurales were not destroyed, but were instead hidden or kept in secret archives. It is possible that the Augurs continued to practice their beliefs and interpret omens in secret, even after the suppression of pagan practices in ancient Rome. If the Libri Augurales did survive, their contents could shed light on the true practices and beliefs of the College of Augurs and provide valuable insights into the religious and cultural practices of ancient Rome. The Augurs were believed to possess a special kind of divine knowledge, which gave them the ability to understand the will of the gods. This knowledge was said to be passed down through a system of apprenticeship and was closely guarded by the College of Augurs. However, some have speculated that the powers of the Augurs may have been exaggerated, or that they may have used their influence to manipulate the interpretation of omens to suit their own political or personal agendas. What were the true powers of the Augurs, and how did they use them to influence the course of Roman history? The true powers of the Augurs are difficult to discern, but it is clear that they played a significant role in shaping the beliefs and practices of ancient Rome. The Augurs were seen as possessing a special kind of divine knowledge that allowed them to interpret the will of the gods, and their advice was sought out by politicians and leaders of the state. The influence of the College of Augurs was so great that the interpretation of omens could determine whether a battle was fought or whether an important decision was made. The College of Augurs continued to exist into the imperial period of Rome, although its influence declined over time as other forms of divination and religious practice became more popular. However, the practices and beliefs of the College of Augurs left a lasting impact on Western culture and religion. From the concept of augury and the interpretation of signs and omens, to the idea of divine knowledge and the influence of religion on political institutions, the legacy of the College of Augurs can still be felt today. What lessons can we learn from the practices and beliefs of the College of Augurs, and how have they influenced the course of human history? In conclusion, the secrets of the College of Augurs continue to be shrouded in mystery and intrigue. The unique practices and beliefs of the Augurs, as well as the powers and influence they wielded, have fascinated historians and scholars for centuries. The contents of the Libri Augurales remain one of the greatest mysteries of the College of Augurs, and their true secrets may never be fully revealed. However, the legacy of the College of Augurs continues to live on, and their practices and beliefs have left an indelible mark on Western culture and religion. Stay tuned for more next time. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up icon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications for new videos.